Hello everyone, welcome back to another Luba 2 video. This is my 6-month review of the Luba 2 all-wheel drive 5000. I'm not going to bore you with the website specs and everything that you can read about. I'm simply going to tell you my findings after 6 months of use. I purchased the Luba 2 from Mammotion in February 2024. Actually, I pre-ordered it. It was a rocky start for me for robot mowers in general. Home Depot had a sale on the EcoFlow blade, a killer sale, and I found out why it was killer because the robots died quickly. I bought two blades, figured I'd put one in the front yard, one in the backyard, and then I pre-ordered the Luba 2 thinking that I would put it in the back 40. The first blade that I got, a sensor died on it and it would just sit there and spin in circles. The second blade I got wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi, no matter how close I got it to the Wi-Fi router. Even used my phone as a hotspot, it wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi. So I packaged both of them up, took them back to Home Depot, got my money back. And of course, by now, the Luba 2 had already shipped. So I'm thinking, great. How's this one going to work? The three units would have cost me what an electric riding mower was going to cost me. So I wasn't going to be out that much. I was going to be out, basically what I was going to spend on an electric riding mower. So now I have to make the Luba 2 work. And I'm a little leery. When the Luba 2 arrived, I got it all set up and found out that I had the new and improved version of the software app, which most reviewers online said it broke their mower. Nothing like more skepticism. Sure enough, when I tried mowing, it wouldn't start. It can manually mow, but if I'd send it out to mow, it would just drive itself to the perimeter and get ready to cut, but the blades wouldn't start. Since I couldn't just pop it back in the box and take it back to Home Depot like I did the two blades, I had to contact support. Anyone who's contacted support tell you it's not a happy experience. It usually takes an hour or so to get someone to talk to you via the text app, since there's no phone number to call. Once they finally came on board, they said that the workaround was to start mowing with the deck as high as possible, then lower it to the correct cutting height. That worked for me, and its name, Lucky Louie, was born. Trust me, it was lucky I didn't send it back right away. This brings me to my first major issue with the mower, the application. They eventually fixed the deck issue with an update. They also made good fixes to small issues in March, April, and May. Then in June, they released a new and improved version of the app that promptly broke things all over again. This is the main issue with this mower, the app developers. Instead of keeping a version and improving on it, they keep making major changes to the app and the way it functions, breaking many things. Now, that doesn't mean only major updates break things. They also sent out an incremental update at the end of July that took out all the global positioning between all the units so that none of the mowers that actually took this update were able to mow. They do eventually fix things they break. However, the new and improved versions are never as good as the previous versions in the eyes of those that have used the previous version. To the best of my knowledge, Mammotion doesn't have a beta tester program, or at least I haven't been invited to one. This means that people who actually live with and use these mowers do not get to test the updates before they go out. It's nice that the app and mower can be updated, but I wish they'd make incremental updates and stop with the major updates. Let's stop changing the application. Leave it the way it is, just improve it steadily. But make no mistake, it's early and you are a beta tester if you buy this mower today. So, something bad, something good. Cut quality. I mean, I can't fathom how bad the cut quality was on my John Deere zero-turn mower until I saw the cut made by this little unit. It's not even close. I also have a Makita 48-volt battery-operated mower that I thought would cut wonderful until I saw this unit. I've never seen a non-golf course lawnmower cut this well. Maybe someone knows of a better cutting residential mower, but I don't know of one that can be used for 1.25 acres as well. Every time it finishes cutting, we're amazed at how well the yard looks. Next problem, or problems actually, is the battery life. I thought because I was buying the 5000 that I'd be able to mow longer without having to stop and charge. The website says that it'll mow 180 minutes or 3 hours, but that's not been my experience. It usually lasts 2 to 2.5 hours before it needs to charge. The differences in the models is just a storage increase, not a bigger battery. All the models cut the same amount of time and have the same battery in them. Why is this a problem for me? My yard is broken into 3 sections, and the unit has to go through garage doors every time. So every time it needs to charge, and then every time it goes out to cut, I've got to open and close the garage door to keep the dogs in. For example, the front yard's 7,728 square feet, or about 18 hundredths of an acre. which is 718 square meters. In order for the unit to cut that area once, normally it takes one recharge with about 30% left to mow. This means I've got to open the garage door, let the unit out to start cutting, shut the garage door, set a timer for 2 hours. When our timer goes off, I stop the unit from mowing, send it back to the charger, opening and closing the garage door so as not to let the dogs out, set another timer for an hour so that hopefully it'll be charged enough to finish the front yard, send it back out, opening and closing the garage door so as not to let the dogs out, set another timer for however long it takes to finish. When the timer goes off, then I'll watch it finish cutting and open and close the garage doors. It's heading back to the charger so as not to let the dogs out. This is just 7,728 square feet. That's a small section. The back 40, for instance, is 18,298 square feet, or about half, a little less than half an acre, which is 1,700 square meters. It would take 3 to 4 charges to mow that area, with me having to manage the back door every single time. It's a full day's work, sometimes 2. I know this is a first world problem and it's specific to my needs, but it's still a problem for me. Something bad, something good. The video, having to open and close the garage doors without letting the dogs out. I was having to watch the Nest cameras until the unit went into the garage and then watch it exit so it didn't get stuck inside. Then I can close the garage door. In May, we got an update allowing us to watch the video feed from the camera on the unit, which is an awesome update. This update allows me to watch the video feed as it approaches the garage door. Then I can open the garage door, watch it travel through the garage, closing the garage door behind it. What would be even more awesome is if they integrated my queue. Then the unit could open and close these doors on its own and not need me. For now, though, being able to watch it through is a perfect solution, and it's an update that didn't break anything. Yay! Next issue would be maintenance for some. Most mowers only need maintenance at the beginning or the end of the mowing season, depending on your schedule. This unit needs maintenance every 50 hours, if you're following the schedule. I've since upped my maintenance to 100 hours for the unit. I mean, what? That's fine. It's fine. Also, normal maintenance allows you to sharpen your blades if you have a grinder or a Dremel. This unit uses razor blades and they have to be replaced. This brings in the post money grab for the life of the product. Mammotion's making a killing on these blades. A set of blades is $8 and costs $25 from Mammotion. Or you can get 3 sets for $50. You're going to go through about 3 sets per mowing season. You can also find these blades on Amazon. But I haven't tried those out, so I don't know anything about them. So you're looking at $50 per year, plus the time to change the blades, which is not easy with all the grime that cakes up the screw. In order to shorten the maintenance time it takes to swap out blades, I have found a solution. I found it easier just to remove the cutting disc and change the blades inside in the air conditioning. I also had to go online on Etsy and find a replacement disc by a 3D printer person because Mammotion's been out of these cutting discs all year. I don't know when they're going to get them back in stock, but they're $60 as well from Mammotion, and I only paid $30 on Etsy. I bought a second set of disc, and that has made it easier until, of course, I stripped 2 of the screws holding the disc in place. Bringing in Amazon again. I found 100 suitable substitute bolts that would work well and hold the disc on. They're also bigger than the OEM bolts. They're easier to remove, they don't strip as easy, and they don't gunk as easy. Doing this cuts down on the maintenance time. It probably takes me as long to maintain the Luba 3 times each season as it would if I had to maintain an electric riding mower. So in my opinion, the maintenance issue is a wash, but like I said, for some it's going to be an issue, and you should know what you're getting into prior to purchase. I saw a guy on Facebook who hadn't swapped out his blades. They were completely pitted, had notches in them. They looked like trash. You could tell he'd been hitting rocks, etc. And he was upset about the cut quality. So the speed this isn't good or bad. The speed's the speed. You know, if you're trying to cut an area fast, this is not going to cut the area that fast. Its top speed is 2 feet per second, but it slows down a lot while it's cutting. When I first set up the back 40, I tried setting it up for 1 pass. It would take 2 days of cutting to mow it all, with me opening and closing the garage doors, which at the time I didn't even have a garage door opener on there. So this meant I had to walk out and open and close manually the garage door every time it needed to come back and go in. It was quite the experience. So It'd be nice if it went faster, but the cut quality would suffer. I keep the speed around 1.6 feet per second, which seems to work well quality wise. Edging, yes, you still have to go weed eat and edge. I spend an hour or more on this task every week or two, but at least I'm not also having to mow, which mowing took me an extra 4 hours. When you set up the perimeter, you can set it close to the wall, fence, or object that you're trying to stay away from, but understand that it might hit that, so you definitely want to watch it during the first mow and go back and adjust. Build quality is hard for me to determine at this point. I mean, it's only 6 months old, but it does seem pretty rugged. Of course, I've had software issues, and I have noticed some things like the springs for the shocks are starting to rust out. I don't know how important this is. The screws holding the disc, like I said, they stripped. I ended up having to drill those out, and I I found other screws on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. I highly recommend replacing these screws after 2 or 3 maintenance cycles. But of course, Mammotion doesn't send the replacement disc screws in the package whenever you order new blades. They only send you just the screws for the blades. It'd be nice if they also sent you the replacement disc screws. Unit gets dirty really fast, needs to be renexed or ceramic coated prior to use. Of course, I didn't do that, which made it difficult to clean. I have since ceramic coated it, and now it just rinses off. The wheels, while useful, do clog up with mud, especially if you're having to mow on wet ground or in the mud. But that happens with any mower. This is Texas that I live in. The battery overheats while charging. At least it's been giving me an error of overheating by charging, but it's still continuing to charge. I don't know if the charging slowed down. I haven't actually timed it. But for right now, all I've seen is just an error message. I do worry about this effect on the battery long term, though. I don't really have a solution for it since it needs to be outside. None of these items have been showstoppers for me, but they're issues I've had and feel I should bring up. So, no, it's not maintenance free, and no, it's not set it and forget it, especially for my yard. However, it has made my life easier. Would I buy it again? Yes, in fact, I have. You may have seen my Yucca unboxing and mowing videos. The extra battery and bagger came yesterday, and I'm going to do a video on that soon, and then I'll do a comparison video on the Luba 2 and the Yucca. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers this year. I'm hoping to get to 1K so that we can start bringing a tiny bit of YouTube ad revenue. If any of this has helped you, please like, subscribe, and share my video. If it hasn't helped you, well, feel free to slam me in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Thanks.